Now, Don Juan Moses, I just want to add another detail, and that is that you will do very well to come right at this matter in terms of telling it like it is about your story with Jessica. You back up and you just come right out with it. And you tell where you made your cardinal mistake, which was to be a mandated reporter before you knew you were to be a CNA mandated reporter. You were morally called upon to do something more than you did do at the time. And looking back, of course, you understand that that could have jeopardized your children, and I understand the dilemma. So we're going to pose this as questions. I'm guessing that that's part of why you didn't report the concern of abuse, particularly since Jessica was not on the same page with you, not wanting to touch it. Literally would have gone furious if you had made an issue of it. That's what I'm guessing. So I'm going to go ahead and ask some questions then on that, in that vein right now. Don Juan Moses. Is it true that you could have reported to the police the incident of concern about Jessica's son, Mason, at the age of about 4 to 5 years of age, showering with a registered sex offender, Jessica's uncle, James Buzzell, and under the care also of his wife, Carol Buzzell, who presumably was always watching the kid, obviously protecting the child from him as part of her babysitting function. That's the presumption we make. It's the blissful, optimistic presumption that Child Protective Services made. You might say child profitable services. I suddenly realized it might be the better way of describing this. So anyway, the question is, Don, do you feel that you could have been more direct with the state, complaining to the police, letting the people know at Child Protective Services that your child was endangered on numerous occasions? Not how many, not clear. It's not clear to you, but that you wanted to report that your stepson said that Broski and I shower right here, and he announced it to 6 adults in your immediate family. Jessica's mother and her husband, Doris and Ryan Rush, Jessica's uncle, James Buzzell, and his wife, Carol Buzzell, and Don Juan Moses and Jessica all heard the boy say, Broski and I shower right here. And so you didn't want to share this, Don Juan Moses, with the authorities because Jessica did not want to talk about the fact that the boy announced that. Later on in the evening, as you were driving home, you wanted to bring that up to Jessica. She didn't want to talk about it, correct? And she didn't want to talk about it once she got home and put the children to bed. Is that correct? And so just Don Juan Moses, you look back now, and if you had reported your children, this story would be entirely different, wouldn't it? If they had followed the full intentions of the law, they would have had to arrange for James Buzzell, Carol Buzzell, and, Jessica Pinkerton to deal and to pay the piper for her. I'm only reasonably supposing, allowing the Child Protective allowing this to go on indefinitely. Sorry, I'm fading fast here. I'm going to go to bed now because I'm too tired. But I just want to clarify that you want to be able to come right out open about the past experience you had and how you were facing a moral dilemma. You were at the crossroads. Should I or shouldn't I bring this up to somebody else? And you decided not to, and I want to go into those questions later, but the basic questions will be, did you not want to bring it up to the authorities because you knew it would threaten your marriage and cause Jessica to be very angry, threaten your relationship that you wanted to have as a marriage? And was there any other reason why you did not want to report it to the authorities? And Don Juan Moses, you knew when that boy said, "Broski and I shower right here," that all of you guys were essentially spiritually, morally accountable, mandated reporters, even though at that time neither you nor Jessica were CNAs. Did you not have a distinct sense when the boy said, "He showers with me right here"? Didn't you sense that you had a moral obligation to do something? And when Jessica Pinkerton did not cooperate and share with you how you could come up with a better plan so he wouldn't have to go to that house, or at least to be around James Buzzell, do you look back and realize you could have done things differently? As I say, I'm too tired to go on here, I guess, but I don't want to forget that one of the questions, at least, is, did you not want to offend Mason? Would be another question. And put him through the challenge of having to hear his parents interview him about this. Would that be something troubling to you as well as to Jessica? The other question would be, as far as why you didn't want to do anything, you didn't want to make these people angry. The relatives, you would have cut off relationships of Jessica Pinkerton with all of her relatives, come to think of it, right? Because if James Buzzell starts to get upset, then his wife will be cut out of Jessica's life, and therefore she wouldn't have a babysitter. So you have a serious challenge on probably several fronts in your mind as to why you did not want to expose something very corrupt.